Hey, all. It is Colston here. And it's not T Shot Monday anymore. I'm doing my T Shots on Sunday. And I know it's been a while since I have been on YouTube because I've had some issues since I had surgery 3 months ago. So my eyes get really, really tired really quick. Eye strain is a real thing. And so I did want to give an update as I have had my first neurology appointment. And after all of the testing that they do in there, my neurologist has ordered for me to have an MRI, an MRA, and an EEG done in the next couple of weeks. So part of the rationale, besides being able to actually see what my brain looks like and what's going on, but also to be able to rule out the possibility that perhaps I had an occipital lobe stroke while I was under anesthesia, or some sort of blood clot or infarction or whatnot. So she wants to get that imaging done so she can make an informed decision and diagnosis. And so I think that those things will help her to do that. So I did want to not leave everybody in the dark, but while right after surgery, I had some really bizarre hallucination experiences, not like LSD, not like on drugs. Although I don't know, I've never had it on that, so I guess I really can't compare it. So maybe it was. Anyway, those only lasted for about 5 to 6 days right after surgery. So now 3 months later, my vision has not returned to normal. And so kind of the best way I explain it to people is if I'm looking at you straight on, this side of you is completely clear and this side is completely blurry. And so it does make pretty much anything that I do difficult, especially screen time. So my video that I was so excited to put together about my surgery trip, I do have all the footage still, but I have to do little bits at a time so that I don't end up with a headache from the eye strain. So that is my current status. I did go down to San Francisco and had my 3-month post-op with my surgeon, who I've had a couple of rounds of antibiotics because the ends of the incisions kept getting infected. And so when he looked at them on Friday, he was like, "Oh, well, it's right where the knot of the sutures are." And I'm like, "Sutures? Weren't those supposed to dissolve?" And he was very polite as he laughed. And he's like, "No, those sutures are permanent." And I was like, "Oh, I had no idea." They're also blue, which is kind of cool. So I have blue sutures under my skin for, the chest reconstruction piece. And so he did have to pull some of that out and snip it out just to help with the tissue. That's a lot of ums. So as he says to me, I'm gonna have to get in there and pull some of that out and clip it. My first thought was like, "Oh no, shots for anesthesia to numb it in all the different places." So I was like, the wuss that I am, I'm like, "Doc, are you gonna have to put a bunch of shots of anesthesia in?" And he's like, "Do you want me to, Colston?" And I'm like, "No, I do not." And he's like, "Okay, then we won't. But if it hurts too bad, let me know and I can." And I'm like, "Oh, nope, this is the moment. This moment where I'm be like, I got this." So I'm laying in the chair, my arms up here, and he's yanking and pulling. I'm not watching. Still a wuss. Not watching, but he's pulling, and I could feel it. And I'm like, "Oh." They just kept breathing and talking. And so he did it on both sides, and all he had to do was put Band-Aids on top when he was done, which was awesome. And so those have now come off, and they get a chance to heal and scab over a bit. But it's already feeling tons better now that those knots are not, I guess, in there. Okay, so I think that's the updates. Yeah, I think that's about it. So still feeling very, very good, very solid in my transition. And tonight I was kind of goofing around with the with the cell phone and some filters. And if you're on Instagram or TikTok, you'll see them. I wasn't about to post it on Facebook or LinkedIn or anything like that, but yeah, some good times on. I don't know. I may take it down. I don't know. A little embarrassed, but I thought, I'm just gonna put it out there. A lot of folks they're curious. What do the incisions look like? What does your chest look like now? So instead of just flashing everybody that I meet, because I think that is like illegal. Well, I don't know, maybe not, but it's definitely weird. Who wants to see a therapist who's like flashing people all the time? Yeah, that's a problem. So I did put it out there, a couple still shots, and if you check them out, cool, and if you don't, also cool. Just want to make sure that I am reaching out to everybody and letting them know that I'm still alive, still breathing, still working, still doing my job, which I absolutely love, and I will keep you posted when we get some results from the imaging. All right, have a great rest of your day. This is Colston.